I quote, I don't need a hard disk in my computer if I can get to the server faster. Carrying around these non-connected computers is Byzantine by comparison, I unquote, said Steve Jobs, the co-founder, CEO, and chairman Apple Inc. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if the quote wasn't enough to inspire you, let's have stories to do their job, right? All we have for you all now are some incredible innovation stories from India, the incredible India. Well, Anupam Mishra, the head of technology and solution architecture, India and South Asia, Amazon Internet Services Private Limited, will right now wear his storytelling hat for this very exclusive session. Anupam, it's over to you.
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be talking to you today. I'm going to talk about innovation stories from India. My name is Anupam. I'm the head of solution architecture for India AWS business. And today I'm going to share a lot of things which my team is doing to innovate, to make things on behalf of our customers and helping them do a lot of innovative things. So before I go into some of the innovative stories, let me give you a quick background of how we have been doing business in India so far. For some of you who already know, we launched AWS in 2006. And in 2010, we had our first presence in APJ, or Asia Pacific and Japan, which was Singapore region. Our customers had been using AWS even before we had a AWS data center in Asia Pacific. We opened our first office in Mumbai in 2011. And then we had our first summit, which is one of our largest events in India, in Mumbai in 2012. And then we opened few edge locations in Mumbai and Chennai in 2013. And then we expanded into more offices, 5 more cities in 2015. We had our first AWS region, which is a collection of data centers in Mumbai, is in 2016. And since then, a lot of our customers are using our Mumbai region as well as our international regions. And then we had our support center open in 2017 in Bangalore. And then we had 2 direct connect locations in 2018. And 2019, we had Hindi support for a lot of our services. And you would be amazed to see how awesome the quality is for some of them. And in 2020, we announced our Hyderabad region, which is the second region in AWS in India. And looking forward to see a lot of possibilities which this opens up for all of us. And I want to just share the mission which we all feel so excited about here in AWS. Our mission is to empower builders and businesses to build a better India. Every day when we wake up and we come to work, this is the mission which brings all of us together. What can we do to enable our builders to do something better? How can we make our businesses better? And eventually that will lead to a better India. And in that, and just expanding on that, I want to give you a quick overview of how we are organized in India. We have customer segment teams. These are the teams which focus on different types of customers, be it enterprise customers or a startup customer or a SaaS or ISV customers. We also have function and growth teams. These are the teams which are working across these customers in different ways. For example, we have specialist teams which focus on different technologies. We have teams like solution architecture, which help our customers build a better solution across and removing a lot of ambiguity about different ways in which that solution can be built. We also have a field support and support functions. These are the teams which are helping our teams be much more efficient and helping our customers whenever they need any guidance. And one of the teams which I want to pick on today is our prototyping and innovation team, which is part of one of the teams which I lead. And the core motivation or the reason for which this team was set up was to build prototypes that act as catalysts for a culture of innovation. So this team integrates themselves in a customer's team, and then they work together with that team to build something very, very innovative. And I'm going to share a lot of examples of that, but let's first understand, why did we build this team? Why did we create a prototyping and innovation team? One of the biggest advantage is realizing the art of possible. We are living in an era where every day or every week, we see a lot of new innovation coming, be it blockchain, be it machine learning, be it a new type of technology, which is opening up a lot of frontiers and possibilities for us. At the same time, we don't have time or we don't have expertise to realize the potential of all of these. So this team is the one which makes you realize the art of possible, be it any of the modern technologies. We have experts across these technologies. They work with customers to build a prototype which shows what is possible if we harness this technology. And it reduces the time to market, because a customer is able to see that if I were to do it this way, this is the cost saving and this is the possible business uplift which I will see. It also reduces the cost, because now you're rather than doing a lot of experiments which fail, you have some intuition where this team can bring its expertise and help you build cost-effective solutions. By the way, this team is available to all customers across AWS, and we help them do this exercise in a matter of 1 to 2 months. Now, let me share some of the examples of how this team has helped customers across India to build a much better possibility for their business. So the first example I want to share is Infosys. And hopefully this is not a new name to any of you. It's one of the top Indian business consulting firm with more than 200K employees globally. One of the challenges which Infosys had was they hire a lot of candidates who are coming at entry level from campuses or colleges, typically 5,000 plus every quarter. And when you think about that volume, a lot of hiring can be throttled because of dependency on interviewers, sometimes inconsistency in grading, because different interviewers with different experience levels may have a different way of evaluating candidates, and also potential loss in revenue, because a lot of these interviewers are employees who would rather do some other activities for your business, and you may see a loss in revenue if you see them having their most of the bandwidth consumed in interviewing activity. So with that as a problem statement, the challenge this team had was, how do we automate some of this and also keep a high bar in terms of evaluation criteria? So the team worked on a very innovative solution using machine learning, where they had a candidate interface, they had an evaluator interface, and an admin interface. And the machine learning models were doing evaluation of question and answers, or especially answers given by candidates which were subjective in nature. We all know that the objective Q&A exists for a very long time, where you have multiple choice questions and a computer can evaluate it, be it magnetic ink or be it Q&As. But this is taking it to next level, where there is a subjective question and a subjective answer given for that question. And using machine learning, we are trying to get the sense of how good is the answer compared to the right answer. And there's also feedback which was fed into this solution, where we were looking at the accuracy of this evaluation and making this solution better and better over time. There were two approaches which were used in making this system. One was looking at all the data which exists on internet on answers which are given for these subjective questions. So for example, somebody may ask, what is inheritance in Java? And there could be various ways in which this question can be answered. So this system crawls the internet to see what are the possible ways this question can be answered. And there was also an admin interface where an evaluator can enter that this is the right answer, and the machine learning model will see the closeness of a candidate's answer to the right answer. And that was very, very successful. We saw Infosys was able to hire at scale without depending on human evaluators, just for scanning, for the screening part. It also led to increased revenue, because now you have a lot of free bandwidth of these interviewing employees. You're using them only when a human judgment is needed. They also reduce the time to market by at least 30%, because a lot of this, as machines can scale almost infinitely, you just have more candidates going through this process in parallel, and also giving much more consistent recruitment experience, because the machine learning model would do exactly same evaluation for different candidates. Let me take you to a very different type of company now, which is Rebel Foods. It's a company which is world's largest cloud kitchen, and they have 350 plus cloud kitchens across 6 countries and 3,000 internet restaurants. Some of these brand names you've probably heard of, which are in a lot of cities across India, like Fasos and others. And they have a very unique challenge, that they with the variety of restaurants and the variety of recipes which their restaurants create, they had a high cost and dependency on chefs to prepare the same cuisine in every kitchen. It was not very efficient. You need a very high quality chef for that. Even with that, you'll have inconsistency in taste across kitchens, because sometimes even though you're using the same recipe, there'll be minor changes which will lead to a different taste across them. And also, as they were expanding very quickly, it was very hard to hire these experienced chefs in every city. While you may hire, but the quality would vary at times, and they were dependent a lot on trained chefs being available for their expansion. So they wanted to see what can technology do for us to expand fast, for us to keep consistency in the taste across their kitchens, and also reduce the cost if possible. And they came up with a very innovative solution along with our prototyping team. They used IoT platform, Internet of Things platform, which allows you to provision a fleet of machines across these kitchens. And these machines are nothing but automated fryer, which can understand the recipe. There are different ingredients which are put into that fryer automatically, and exactly same quantity, exactly at same time, exactly at same temperature for same duration. So exactly consistent flavor across all the preparations. And it was using IoT to create a shadow device in internet or in cloud, and they were able to control what kind of recipes are created. With a push of button, you can create a pasta, for example, and the pasta would be of exactly same taste and exactly same flavor across all these kitchens. And there were a lot of technologies which allowed them to scale this across their kitchens, because we have something called green grass, which allows you to do these experiments on a hardware device. We also had a lot of other features like fleet management, where when you have a large fleet of internet connected devices, you can update them, upgrade them consistently. And the business outcome is very obvious when you have such a automated system. There were less dependency on chefs, which also led to lower costs, increased efficiency, because you would see consistent taste across kitchens. These robotic kitchens were much more efficient and much more consistent. And the rolling out to a new city was just a matter of buying more machines. So you just buy more fryers, which are internet connected, and here you roll out. Of course, there are other logistics, but a major part of bottleneck, which was experienced chef availability, had gone. And they also were able to safeguard their recipes as they innovate and create more flavors. So personally, very happy about how innovative this use case is, how it is bringing a lot of consistency in what they do. Let's talk about a different use case, which is again very close to my heart. We all know we have gone through a lot of ups and downs in the last few months with the health crisis we had. And CDAC probably is known to most of you, is part of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Their charter was to react to what was happening in the country during COVID crisis and build a solution which helps our citizens. And the problem statement they had was, a lot of patients need a doctor to give them suggestion during COVID, be it telemedicine solutions, be it OPD consultations. Some of them were not available due to the availability of doctors, and also developing online OPD, where outdoor patient can just talk to a doctor for free without visiting a specific hospital, which was very hard in COVID time, right? There were masks everywhere, people were not allowed to move. And the solution which was built in this case was something called eSanjeevani OPD, which was an application which was launched in a matter of 19 days across 4 cities. It allowed free audio video consultation with doctor. A doctor can talk to a patient 12 hours every day and 7 days a week. And today, if you look at the expansion of this application, it covers almost 80% of India's population, with 4,000 plus doctors and 65,000 plus consultations every day. And it shows you the power of technology and what it can bring to all of us. In a matter of 19 days, such a powerful application which is solving a pain across so many businesses and so many people who are impacted on a day-to-day basis. It's so fulfilling to see this. And with that, I want to leave you with a message, which is keep innovating to build a better India. We will always be ready to work with you. If you have a specific area which you're thinking about and you need somebody to bounce ideas with you, for somebody to share ideas with you, or somebody to give you what is art of possible, what is not possible, please don't hesitate to reach out. And I'll leave you with my email and LinkedIn ID. I'll be very happy to personally get in touch. But very happy to see how we are doing a lot of things in India, and the innovative customers we have across India. This was just a scratching the surface. There are a lot of other innovative stories which I could have talked about, but hope you got some good inspiration on what is possible with technology, and looking forward to what you build. Thank you very much.
Anupam, thank you very much for sharing innovation stories from India. Lots to learn from your session there, and I'm sure I'm keeping a tab at my Twitter handle out there, and trying to see what all is coming in terms of the learnings that you all are having. So keep it all coming. We'll also share some of the interesting tweets for everybody, but that's going to come in a while. We're just prepping ourselves for the very special chat that's coming your way right on the screen just in a bit. But before that, allow me to please request all of you to take a tour of the virtual platform. And for now, you can just participate in the networking lounge, just exchange some greetings and ideas with your colleagues. The experience zone is something that will be very actionable in nature, so won't reveal much, rather would ask you to please have a look yourself and gain all those actionable insights. And yes, you can take a little break over here by engaging with the signature wall, the car rush game, and all that's in store for you. Every bit being covered. We'll be right back on the screen with the special chat.